Really amazing to get to train with the NTT Data team. Today we are going to Waseda. That was pretty overwhelming. Just landed. 8:23. Slept super well on the plane. Watched Godzilla -1. It's pretty good. What did you watch?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Couldn't sleep.
Didn't sleep? Didn't watch anything? Okay, just raw dogging the flight.
Raw dog golf.
Okay, so need to get a Suica card for all the railway stuff. But I went downstairs like 3 levels to get the Suica card, and I didn't bring my physical credit card, so I couldn't pay. I was expecting to tap with my phone. So all the way back down here again to get the Suica card, so hopefully that's easy.
Thank you. Please take everything with you.
Okay, that was pretty easy. It's kind of annoying that, you know, I'm used to being in Europe, and also in Singapore is really cool. You just tap your credit card at the train stations. So it's not too bad, I guess, but you do have to keep this topped up. But I think that so yeah, this is 28 days, but you don't actually pay for the card itself, it seems. It seems like the card is free, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, okay. Let's go find Brenda. It is hot here. It's like super humid in the airport compared to Singapore airport, which was pretty much 24/7 super cold aircon. I'm already feeling the heat in the airport now.
Train. I mean the bus.
Yeah.
Bus to Tokyo, and then it's one station away.
After trying to figure out the best way to Tokyo, we decided on the train. I'd still not quite recovered from my jet lag, and little did I know how difficult the next few days would be. I felt like a zombie, but I was still determined to get to all my trainings and knock off all the items on our itinerary. Luckily, getting around in Japan was pretty easy. We didn't have any issues finding the right train or getting to our hotel.
Okay, extremely tired. And it's still quite a few hours before we can check in. But luckily, we were able to do washing in the meantime, because I had quite a lot of washing to do. So we'll see. Is it done? Whoa! We finished as I got here.
This is what it's about, bro.
That ice cream sandwich.
One of the first meals I had, or maybe snack is a better word, were these onigiri wrapped in tofu skins. And these kind of became a staple for me, although I did find out later from somebody else that the way they make these onigiri, they're actually not vegan. But, you know, it is what it is, and when you're traveling, you have to make the best of the situation and just adapt as you go. So, up next, we had our very first training, day 1 as we land. We'd be heading to Tokyo University. We met up with Yuji, who, if you remember from our summer seminar video, he came over with Hinano sensei to help translate for the seminar. And we were so happy to see a familiar face and so excited to get to train with him again. The dojo here at Tokyo University, if I understand correctly, is 100 years old or something. The campus itself was beautiful, and the dojo from the outside was really impressive. We were so excited to get in and train. After a really awesome first training, we went out to an izakaya, which is like a Japanese restaurant bar with Hinano sensei, Kota, Yuji, and Kei, who was also from University of Tokyo. Afterwards, Hinano was basically just trying to get me to try lots of different things for the konbini, and we were all just laughing a lot and having a good time walking around. They were really generous and they really looked after me. I was so grateful to just have this experience with them, walking around the city and having a good time. Day 2 of the Japan adventure, maybe a 10-minute walk from our hotel, was this burger shop. This was my first ever experience being inside of a burger store, and I was so excited to see all the equipment, the hakamagi, the shinai, you know, just being able to like go to all the shinai bins and try out all the different kind of shinai they had. It was incredible. The area we were staying in was called Hango, and just down the road they had a pretty big mall, and on top of the mall they had a humongous roller coaster and Ferris wheel.
Like they cheap, but not like super.
On an EV.
Oh, they're cute, right?
This arcade is pretty much just crane machines. It's insane.
We eventually got to the roof because of course we wanted to try the roller coaster, and they had this little section. It was like a mini theme park with lots of little rides. I mean, mostly stuff for kids, so we didn't try out any of this stuff. We were there for the roller coaster, and sadly the roller coaster was just not running, and it wasn't running the entire time we were there. The only other option was the Ferris wheel, which to be honest I just don't really vibe with.
Right, so after about an hour of travel, we're in Yokohama, and we are gonna go to a festival, some kind of festival. Oishi?
Oh, shit.
After the festival, we hung out and ate the rest of our food while watching this crazy light show on this Ferris wheel. The night was still young, so we decided next up we would head to Shibuya.
I can hear it a little bit. I can hear it a little bit.
It's definitely the escalator.
I could hear it,
Okay.
and then I couldn't hear it. I could hear it, and I couldn't hear it.
Just discovered that Brendan's too old to hear the frequency of the escalator squeaking.
No wonder your Kia is so soft. You're screaming at that frequency.
If you don't know about the Shibuya crossing, it is a very famous pedestrian crossing in Tokyo. And I had so much trouble trying to get some decent footage just of the crossing, of us on the crossing. It's an absolute nightmare. There are just people filming, people stopping in the middle of the street. And on top of all of that, I did not have the correct camera settings, so I actually had a lot of unusable footage from this part of the evening.
So Shibuya is way more interesting than where we're staying right now. Okay, we're going in here. We can play some crane games.
Capsules. Let's go look for the Kendo capsule.
Oh, that sounds cool. Much more vibey here. Got some Gundam. Every time I leave a store, my glasses fog up from the humidity. Then I can't see for a little bit till it normalizes. I don't think it was the escalators actually. I keep hearing this like super high frequency crackling. And it is totally discombobulating me right now. I feel like I'm having a stroke or something. Anyway, we gotta get back home before the trains stop. So we're gonna try and get a better video of this Shibuya crossing. Right, so today we are going to train at NTT Data, which is really cool because usually you're not able to train at like a company Kendo club unless you're part of that company. Luckily, Brendan works for NTT Data, so we got an invite. Left Achilles is pretty sore today, right Achilles is pretty sore, blister is pretty sore, so we're gonna see how it goes. Okay, so we are at NTT Data practice, and this dojo is incredible. Really excited to get some keiko in today. This is pretty cool. This whole hall is just being used by 4 clubs at once. There's actually so many kendo clubs here. So each is just going to take their own space in this hall and do their own thing, which is pretty amazing. Not really had a situation like this before, except for maybe EKC when each team is warming up. So it's really cool. I think this is going to be our spot here. wow. So this was such an amazing experience. Like over here you had Panasonic Kendo team, and then you had NTT Data and many other company Kendo teams. They're all preparing for the All Japan company championship. So it's really, really amazing to get to train with the NTT Data team. Like a really unique experience. It's really incredible Kendo, actually. I mean, yeah, I think I learned a lot today. Just really, really amazing. So now we'll go for dinner, and then hopefully get to chat to the guys a bit. Tomorrow, spring.
After training, the guys from the NTT Data Kendo team took us for dinner and drinks at this bar, and it was honestly so much fun. They had this drinking game, I guess, where you roll dice, and based on the number you get, if you rolled incorrectly, you would have to pay double for your drinks. But if you rolled correctly, your drink was free.
Bro, how lucky are we?
We found another
so
Obon
lucky.
festival right by our hotel. That's crazy.
Can we go inside though?
I don't think we can get there this way. I think we had to go out into the streets. Okay, so today we are going to Waseda for training, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And maybe gonna try and do some laundry today and relax. I think it's been really, really difficult to vlog actually, because when we landed on Thursday, I was just exhausted. Was pretty much Kendo every day in Singapore, and then plus all the jet lag and plus all the flying, and then having to wait till 3 p.m. to actually check into the hotel. So it's been pretty crazy. I think I'm actually feeling awake for the first time in maybe a week or two. Finally getting over the jet lag. But I'm really excited for the Keiko at Waseda today. I think this might be the only chance I get to train at Waseda. It's pretty far away from where I'm staying, but I think it's been pretty incredible training in Japan for the first time. My first Keiko at University of Tokyo was incredible. I mean, the dojo is so old and so beautiful. Yeah, the dojo is so old and it's really hot, but I really enjoyed the weather. I much prefer this heat to any kind of cold. And I mean, the cicadas were just going like super loud, and it's just a completely different atmosphere to be training in here. So it's been so interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the vibe is like in Waseda. Shower after training. This is a disaster. I wonder if I can buy a towel somewhere. haven't seen anything in the Family Marts or 7-Elevens that would be super convenient. Man, I knew I forgot something. Anyway, what was I gonna say? All right. So far, the training has been really kind of relaxed, you know, at Tokyo and NTT. It's not been particularly hard training. It's just been sort of some waza keiko and then some, you know, Friji keiko or moade keiko. So I'm still pretty sore from Singapore, so I'm pretty grateful for that. I definitely am going to need to take a day or two off at some point, because I know that when I get to IBU it's going to be incredibly difficult training. It's going to be where you're going to have to go really, really hard. So I need to kind of get ready for that. I'm curious what the training at Waseda will be today. I know that they are preparing for university championships, so I doubt it's going to be like crazy kakari keiko or anything like that. I'm sure it'll be similar. So today I'm just gonna focus on getting to have some nice keikos with strong players. So we just finished at Waseda, heading home now. It was pretty tough. I mean, physically it wasn't really difficult. You got a fair amount of breaks in between. There's also oikomi and kakari keiko, but when we were doing the oikomi, my partner that I was doing the training with was so fast. Honestly, it was hard for me as Motarachi to even keep up. So as we were doing oikomi kirikai, she was kind of running over me. I didn't have enough speed to move backwards quickly enough. So it was really difficult. So from a stamina and fitness point of view, it wasn't very difficult, but just trying to keep up with the speed that the students do the exercises was incredibly difficult. I did Jikeiko with just one student, and honestly, there may as well have been 100 years between the two of us in terms of Kendo. He was incredibly strong. I literally couldn't do anything. Couldn't hit a single ippon. And then I got a chance to do Jikeiko with Okuzono sensei, who is really strong, and that was pretty overwhelming. Like, also couldn't really do much. His advice to me was that my cuts were too small and they were only in the hands, and he said that when I strike I need to use my shoulders more, and also that I was weighting too much. So I'm feeling a little demotivated after training today, to be honest. The level was even higher. I think, look, I expected the level to be really high, but it's one thing knowing what the level is going to be, and it's another thing feeling that level. So it's going to take some getting used to, and I really hope that I can start to pick up my level as I go and try to do a bit better at the next training. Why would I look like that? Not gonna use this footage. Something that was pretty cool about the dojo though, I mean, the dojo was also really beautiful, and I was warned that the floor was quite slippery there by some people who'd been to Waseda before, and they have all these cloths, damp cloths around the dojo that the students go and pat their feet on so that you have a little bit more grip. The showers were quite interesting because they had buckets and stuff to wash your gi with while you were, so you could wash your gi, and then they had these mini tumble dryers that you could then throw your gi into and tumble dry, and then you could shower, and they had these like running, they had a hot and a cold bath that you could go and do while your stuff dried, and then you could get out, have a nice dry gi. So it was pretty cool. Have a few more trainings left. Let's see how it goes. My whole left chain is really at this point struggling. My glutes, my hamstrings, well, on this side, my calf, my Achilles, it's really sore. So let's see how I feel for Keiko tomorrow. And I think it's not Keiko on Tuesday or Wednesday. I need to have some kind of strength left when I arrive at IBU. So I'll do my best. So I really only brought enough clothes for a few days at a time. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of washing. Which is not so bad. I don't really have much else to do. Tomorrow we've got to do some work, and then yeah, maybe I'll do some sightseeing. Maybe I will sleep in. We'll see what happens. But very lucky that the hotel has these washing facilities. The tumble dryer is not so good, to be honest. I think had to put it through 2 rounds of tumble drying, and even then I still had to hang it up afterwards. So let's see, how does this work? Select the cycle within 1 minute after closing the tab. Load laundry. Oh, you're supposed to pre-wash it. Is that important? Oh, luckily we have somewhere to hang up our bogu, so that my hotel room doesn't have to smell so bad the whole time I'm here. Although, to be honest, I'm pretty used to a hotel room that smells like bogu. Sadly. I think I'm not even a little bit fazed by it at this point. But I do feel bad for the hotel staff. They have to come in and change the sheets, and then the room smells like bogu. It's nice that this washing line isn't totally in the sun, so I can hang it in places and still dry it, but not have it in direct sunlight. Luckily it's not been raining. I wonder if it does rain during this season. Okay, we are going to another bogu shop. Have to buy some shinai now, and definitely need some extra gi. We're taking the scenic route. I have no idea where we are, but it's really cool. It's kind of like street food vibes. Ueno. We're in Ueno. It's really cool. It's very different to all the other parts of Tokyo that I've seen so far. It's a little bit more lively. It's a little bit more similar to like Chinatown. It's like a Chinatown almost. Ah, mosquito. Ow. Dude, it's so bad. It's like frying my brains. The mosquito thing, the sound.
I actually asked the NTT guys when we were hanging out with them the day before about that high pitched sound. I was like, "Can you guys hear that? What is that?" And they went, mosquito." And I was like, "Mosquito?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's kind of like a noise machine, which is meant to keep pests and animals away." When I looked it up, it said it's also used to keep teenagers from loitering in public spaces. In any case, it was day 4, so we had some more sightseeing to do, and specifically we were going on another trip to another burger shop. I still didn't have any shinai, so it was time to buy shinai. It's incredibly expensive to bring shinai with on the plane, but also shinai in South Africa are just super expensive, so I decided I'd buy them while I was in Japan since they'd be cheaper, and they were much cheaper with much more variety. I also wanted to buy more gi. I think I only brought 1 or 2 gi with me, so I needed to get another one.
How much is 27,000? How much is 27,000?
I don't know. Whoa. Tons of like Yakuza guys in there.